One second. I hope everybody online is able to see the screen properly. One second, I'm just making an adjustment. I hope everybody online is able to see the screen properly क्योंकि YouTube पे live है इसके लिए. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, guys, for joining in. People who are online and people who are on the center. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the exam, which is the FRM exam, the Financial Risk Management exam. Okay, and this is one of the golden standard in terms of certification in your risk management business. Okay, a lot of people who do this certification, okay, they are right now doing it from India and China. I'll be giving you some basic stats with respect to the exam, and then I'll be also walking you through the each book talking about different topics which are covered in your curriculum to give you an overview of the exam, how I am going to teach you for the exam. That is also going to be discussed over here. So first of all, this is the agenda that we want to cover. Broadly, details about the exam, fees, structure, points. I'll be also talking about my experience with respect to how the exam has been evolved, how the pattern has changed slightly. That I'll be talking about, and few experience which I've faced during the exam, teaching the students for the exam. So let us first start talking about the FRM certification. Who is conducting this examination? Global Association of Risk Professional. Okay, so this is the body which is taking care of the exam. So they are only conducting the exam. They are not training you for the exam. Okay, and they are conducting the exam 3 times a year: May, August, and November. Okay, roughly 80,000 FRM charter holders are available. Out of that, roughly around 8,000 to 10,000 are in India itself, and that is why it is a bigger market for them now. And the exam is conducted in two types, which is part one and part two. Okay. Uh, why should you do FRM? And all of these, I'm just walking you briefly because you must have heard about it in some other YouTube videos in on the GARP website also. First of all, it helps you to grow your network. I was able to participate in the GARP networking dinner a few days back. Okay, because I am an FRM charter holder and I'm a SCR charter holder. And there were risk people, credit risk head, market risk head of big banks who were there. Okay, so you get an opportunity to do networking with a lot of people. Okay, it's a global certification, which primarily means if you go to US, if you go to Canada, Australia, everywhere the certification is recognized. People know about this certification. So that is one very good point. Okay, and lot of students right now they are doing the certification because they want to move towards Canada. Okay, a lot of students they want to work in Dubai. They also do the certification. Stand out in terms of employer. So what happens is when suppose you're changing stream, you're moving from accounting to core finance roles, or you're moving from sales to core finance roles, or operation. Anybody who's going to hire you, okay, he needs to get the confidence that you will be able to pick up the work. Okay, because frankly speaking, when you go to any corporate, whatever work they are doing, it is not rocket science. If you sit for 6 months, you'll be able to understand what is happening. But you should be given that opportunity, right? And when will you get that opportunity? Because when the employer is confident, if I'm the manager, I should be confident that you'll be able to do it. So when I'm seeing somebody doing FRM, I get that confidence that this person is serious about studying, upskilling himself. He's serious about understanding risk management. Okay, products which are being used in the bank. He wants to learn about it more in detail. That is why he's doing the certification. So basically, it helps. This certification will help you to create a perception in the mind of people that you have done something. Okay, so you lot of good roles will become open for you. So I've seen people who are working with Namura with operations risk, or sorry, operations role. They were able to move to credit risk. One of my student who stays in Mumbai, Dombivli, he's FRM level 1 cleared, fresh graduate. Now he's got joined BNP Paribas with 6 lakhs package fresh graduate. Okay, so people are able to get into good roles, people are able to get good opportunities. Okay, one of the reason is definitely FRM. Obviously it makes a big difference how do you speak in front of the interviewer. That is also going to be a big difference. And how do you present your CV. So CV change karna padega. Okay, develop your expertise. Now as you grow in your career, okay, people will be able to recognize you with only one stream. Okay, so if suppose you become an expert in risk management, and within risk management, you suppose become an expert in Basel rules. So that becomes your identity. So any new company, any new organization which wants to implement, they will come to you for guidance. So it helps you to grow into risk management, grow into financial products like swaps, futures, and options in detail in terms of their valuation. Okay. So these are a few broader terms. I'm just moving quickly. How do you become an FRM charter holder? So broadly, there are two levels. Okay, level one and level two. When you register yourself for the exam, okay, you directly register for level one exam. Okay, so when you're paying the institute fees, you're paying the one-time registration fee plus the exam sitting fee for level one. Okay, I hope everybody is clear on that part. When is the exam conducted? May, August, and November. Previously, it was only May and November. Now they have included August. In August, it is only one day, 5th of August. Okay. Most probably next year also the same trend will be there. The same date will be there. May, August, and November. Similarly, level two is also May, August, and November. But there is one important point that you want to remember. Once you have cleared level one, okay, you have a window. Okay, that is 4 years. Now they have, I think so, increased it to 5 year also because of COVID. But within that time frame, you have to clear level two. If you do not clear level two, what is going to happen? You will have to redo the FRM level one exam. Exam फिर से देना पड़ेगा. Why? Because the curriculum is changing. Curriculum is changing drastically. And so suppose you appeared for the exam, you cleared level one, you cleared level two. Okay, then you have certain period of time to show your expertise. Now what is expertise? It means you have to show to the institute that I have 2 years of work experience. Okay, and you have to submit that 2 years of work experience to the institute. Now there is a time frame within which you have to submit. So whenever you complete your level one, 4 years from that date, 4 years, you have to submit that 2 year experience. I hope everybody is clear. So if I'm completing in May 2023 my level two, so May 2027, before that I have to submit it. Clear? Hai? Now what is this 2 years experience? Okay, 2 years of experience can be in any role. It is not required you to be in a core risk management role. ऐसा कोई requirement नहीं है. What they are simply asking is that 2 year experience that you have to tell us what all risk related activities you have done. Okay, so if suppose you are into sales, banking sales, relationship manager, when you're doing sales, you do look at the customer profile. Okay, so you try to analyze the risk of that profile customer. If the customer is giving you a KYC document, you do your own checks whether the document is correct or not. So that is nothing but risk management. Okay, so there are so many ways through which you are actually managing your risk within the organization. One more example of that would be maker checker. If anybody is working, he will be able to understand maker checker. So if I'm doing some activity, my manager is checking. That is also risk management. When you're creating SOP, standard operating procedure, for your team, that is also risk management process, because you're making sure that everything that you're doing is right and written down in the document so that there is less error. Okay, so I'm just reiterating, when we're talking about 2 years of experience, the institute is not explicitly asking you to give 2 years of experience into risk management. They are saying, tell us what you have done with respect to risk management in 2 years. Simple, there is a difference. So that is with respect to the section. The registration for November is going to start on, the registration for November is going to start in 1st of May. Okay, I'll be talking about it. I hope everybody online is able to hear me properly. Everybody is able to hear me properly. One second. All good, right? Okay. I'm moving towards the fees and the structure. Okay. Few basic things which you guys might have heard about it. Okay. So there is a May window, there is August window, there is a November window. Okay. And the important point for you as a student who's going to appear for the exam is going to be this 400 USD, which is the one time registration fee. You don't have to pay this fee again. Okay. And this is the exam sitting fee. Okay. So if you're going for the November exam, the registration, the early bird registration is going to start from 1st of May until 31st of July. It is going to stay. My recommendation, complete your registration in May month itself. Do not delay. Okay. If you delay, the monetary impact is your exam sitting fee will go up by $200. Okay. Right now, when you're paying these fees, there is no GST that you have to pay. If you go to CFA exam, you have to pay GST. In FRM right now, there is no such requirement. You just have to pay the original amount. When you're paying through credit card, okay, your bank might charge something. So Citibank, for example, if you're using it, he might charge some fees for you to come because you're paying in USD. That's a different thing. That's a different thing. Okay. Now, when you pay to the institute, you have to schedule. So if you see in November, there is some date available, right, for level 1, level 2 from 5th to 18th. So when you make a payment, you have to select a date. Select the date, select the center, select the time. Three things. कब एग्जाम देना है, कौन से सेंटर में देना है. Okay. So you will get an option to see what all centers are available and you can choose and fix. Suppose you chose a center of 6th November, and now you want to change it to 12th November. You can do it once for free. एक बार free है. Okay. Now a lot of students have query that I have registered in the month of November, but now I have registered for the month of November, but now I want to move to May. I want to move to May. So for that, there is going to be a deferral charge. So if you want to make change, you can only make change in that November window. You cannot move to the next window. If you're moving, you'll have to pay the charge. The deferral charge is around $250. I hope everybody's clear. So please be clear on these parts. Huh? People are not aware about this. That's why. Okay. So this is the broader structure of the exam fee and enrollment section. Now, if you want to defer, you will have to make sure that the last registration date, if I'm not wrong, for November exam, the standard registration is going to close by end of September. Okay. You will have to make the decision to deferral by that day only. You cannot defer after that. फिर आपको exam देना पड़ेगा. Simple. And the fees is $250. Okay. And right, previously there's a slight change in the deferral policy. Previously, what was the policy? That suppose if you have deferred and you're initially giving the November exam and you had deferred, so it will automatically go to May. But right now, what they are saying is you can choose May or August. The next two exam, you can choose the date. That is a slight change that they have done. Okay, I hope everybody is clear in the session. If there is any query, I'll address it at the end. Anshul, when you're going for the exam, you cannot carry a rough sheet because the institute will give you the rough sheet. The center will give you the rough sheet. Okay. What is the pattern of level 1? There are 4 books, 100 questions. The weightages are given over here. 20, 20, 30, 30%. There is no negative marking. 4-hour exam. In 4 hours, you will not be able to complete 100 questions. Make them simple. Okay. So do not underestimate this 100 question because it has 4 hours. The moment you start the exam, you'll realize this. Okay. So four books. I'll be walking you through the level 1 books at least now when we are doing this overview. Level 2, there are 6 books. Okay. So in level 1, you have 62 chapters. In level 2, right now, you have 97 chapters. Okay. 6 books. And if you see the curriculum over here, what they have simply done is in level 1, they have given you the basic details of the risk management. They're talking about basic products. They're talking about basics of risk management. They are giving you basics of statistics. The moment you enter into level 2, it is risk specific. So portfolio management specific risk, operational risk, market risk, credit risk, liquidity risk, All of these. So when you go to work in any bank, you'll find these teams. So they're giving you an overview of all the risk, which major risk which the banks might face. Okay. So that is the intention of giving you 97 chapter, but the exam questions are only 80. Okay. And you have same 4 hours, no negative marking. And in level 2, they will club chapters and they will give you a question. Because 97 chapters, 80 question, na? How can they do it? They will have to club. So when you start the question, you will realize, okay, it is operational risk. When you complete the question, you will feel it is credit risk. Okay? So some such kind of things you will find in level 2. But let us not worry about it. We are focusing on level 1 right now. Result कैसे आता है? Very very interesting thing, and lot of students they are not aware about this. ये clear नहीं होता है बहुत सारे students को. Now and now I am giving an example for level 1. Okay, so for each book you will get the result. Okay, and if you see this section, what they are doing is we have suppose there are 100 people who sat for the exam. Okay, and obviously 100 people when they sat for the exam, for each book 100 people have sat, because 100 question that you're getting, it is mixed from that 4 books. You will not come to know which book it is from till the time you read the question. Clear hai everybody? That means in the question it will not be written ki book 3 ka hai, book 4 ka hai. It is not going to be written like that. Okay, so what they have done is they have bifurcated the overall 100 percentage of people who are sitting for the exam into 4 buckets. Okay, the first bucket is quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, quartile 4. Now what does it simply means? So and graphically, quartile 1 is basically this section from 100 to 75. Okay, quartile 2 is 75 to 50, 25 to 50, and this one. Now I'll take an example. Suppose we are talking about level 1 and we are talking about book 1. There are 20 questions which are going to come from this book. Now let us assume I'm sitting for the exam, my friend is sitting for the exam, and one more person is sitting. 3 people are sitting for the exam. Now, if I scored 16 out of 20, 16 out of 18 and 19, my percentile is 0. I hope everybody got the point. Because I was not better than them. मैं सबसे पीछे था. Right? Because I scored 16, my friend scored 17, the other friend scored 18. I was the last. So in which quartile I will be sitting? The 4th quartile. So when we are saying quartile, what we are simply saying is, if suppose I'm getting in any book 4th quartile, it simply means I was in the lowest 25% people who are appearing for that exam. Okay? Okay, it doesn't connects with how many questions you have done correct. उसमें ऐसा कोई percentage नहीं है. I'll give you one more example. So if suppose there are 20 questions in the exam, 20 questions from the book 1. If the paper or if the questions from that book was very easy, even if I'm scoring 16 or 15, I will not be in the top quartile because there are other people who are scoring better than me. Okay, 1 second, कुछ issue हो गया है. One second. One second, sorry.